On this week's show, Peloton teases kettlebell classes, and the Peloton app gets pace target features.
Plus, a LA Fitness partnership. The dates the studio will be closed this spring is announced, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 211 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm John Pruitt, joined as always by my co-host, Amanda Siegel. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too. Another week, huh? Another week.
Staying warm down in Florida.
It is nice and warm. It is nice and warm.
Must be nice.
It is. I have to tell you, apparently Maryland is rather chilly. So I will stay here through next week. I'm here till Tuesday. So I'm getting some time with my hubby. But I was saying to you before we got started on the show, I am so frustrated using the app. They just can't seem to get this whole buffering thing figured out. I'm curious to know if anybody else is dealing with the same issues. But for me, it's been so frustrating. So I'm definitely going to go with your suggestion and try it on the web as opposed to the app.
But I guess you're not using the app much when you're at home in Maryland. Do you have those issues?
Almost never do. No.
On the app?
I never use it at home.
Yeah.
Very
I'm just
rarely.
wondering if it's your ISP or your
I don't know. I just
Florida.
had it's funny because I just had my my internet service out here this past week because I've been having issues with my cell, and they just replaced a whole lot of stuff. So I should have pretty good signal. So I don't know. Anyway, it's first world problems. But yeah, it was a little frustrating just getting onto some, because I'm primarily on the app. And I don't know if Peloton, it's been how many years now, if they're ever going to figure out how we can
the leaderboard.
The leaderboard on the app. It is so frustrating not being able to see everyone or trying to find people. I don't think that's ever going to change, but
I feel like that would just totally jam it up.
Maybe.
Which is probably why they don't.
There's got to be a reason, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be a reason. All right. Well, we got lots to chat about. So, folks, as always, before we get started with the news, we like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button at the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button so that you never miss an episode.
Yep, and we're on all podcast platforms. Just search Pelo Buddy TV if you're on the go. You want to just listen to the audio and subscribe and like.
Yeah, and of course, all social media platforms. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X. Just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now, John, let's get on with the show.
Right.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right, so kicking it off, folks, Peloton has hinted at the launch of kettlebell-focused classes, responding to long-standing member requests. This is something that folks have been asking for quite some time. There was a 7-second teaser, a video on social media featuring clips of a person working out with kettlebells, along with the caption, "You asked, we're answering." The teaser does not mention a launch date or which instructors will lead the classes, and the kettlebells shown are not Peloton branded, from what we can see, suggesting that this is not a new Peloton equipment release. I will say that Tunde had some kettlebells, her, and I think it may have been Katie Wong, on her social media, working out with them. So don't know if that's hinting that maybe Tunde will be using them in strength classes, but definitely look out for that. Kettlebell movements have already been included in Adrian Williams' Strength Plus program. But so we have kind of seen them out there, but not on any of the strength classes. In response to excited members comments on the post, Peloton replied, "The wait is almost over." So this marks Peloton's diversity or latest efforts to diversity in its strength offerings following the Strength Plus app launch and the growing focus on off-bike workouts. So definitely something to look for.
Definitely see this being a added feature primarily focused on the Strength Plus app. So I feel like Andy, Logan are definitely prime, instructors.
Yeah.
That would use that equipment. I never knew that kettlebells were such the rage in popularity.
Me neither. Yeah.
I also saw a lot of folks pining for Daniel because he loves his kettlebells. Took the
words out of my mouth. You literally took. I didn't know if we should bring it up or not, but I did see that.
The Irish Yank was a big kettlebell, I guess, user fan. So would have been great.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, we have a new Peloton LA Fitness partnership on the way. So LA Fitness, a franchise gym chain all over the country, hosted a LA Fitness X Peloton launch party last weekend. It took place in California last Saturday, February 15th. And it was at two different LA Fitness locations, the Irvine East location as well as the Downey Firestone location. Adrian Williams was on hand at both of the events, teaching a live bodyweight strength class. Full details of the partnership haven't been revealed at the time of record. However, given that one of the Peloton, Adrian was teaching a class for this implies a widespread global partnership between the two companies. So one would expect that some number of LA Fitness locations would be installing Peloton hardware as part of the partnership. One of the social media images shared by LA Fitness about the launch party shows a Peloton bike as well as Peloton branded weights in an LA Fitness gym. So I guess we'll wait and see. With the recent launch of the Peloton branded gym at the University of Texas at UT in Austin, one could easily imagine some LA Fitness locations ending up with Peloton branded room inside their gym location.
I did see somebody post, somebody posted on social, I can't remember who it was, who was at an LA Fitness, and I think there were like 10 bikes there. So there were like a bunch of bikes, and she was saying, I guess it's true. I guess it is really coming to the gyms. So that was interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, moving on, Peloton has also updated its pace target features for running classes on the Peloton app. So tons of folks do use the app, whether it be outside or on a non-Peloton branded treadmill. And now it's nice to be able to get that feature. It just makes it easier for members to follow target speed ranges during their workouts. Members can now see speed recommendations for different effort levels, so recovery, easy, moderate, hard, etc., adjusted based on their personal difficulty level, so 1 through 10. First-time users will input their best mile time, and the app will recommend a difficulty level that can be adjusted at any time. Members have the ability to change their pace target level mid-class, pausing the workout to select a new difficulty setting. A new pace target filter makes it easier to find compatible classes in the on-demand library as well. Previously, the pace targets were only available on the Peloton Tread and Tread Plus, but now all app users can access customized pacing recommendations during their runs. Peloton also plans to expand pace target features to walking classes as well, so definitely look out for that.
People seem to love the pace target, the range on their display.
I haven't used it because I haven't been able to run.
Yeah, I don't use it. I mean, it's nice having that extra little metric
there
to remind you.
Yeah.
If you're one of the people that likes to stay in that range.
Right.
Which sometimes I'm not.
Right.
Like to go a little over. Like to go a little over.
Or always you're
Yeah.
not, but we
Like
won't
some of
go
us,
there.
like
That's
some of us
okay.
crazies. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Go for it.
Well, while we're on the subject of running and kind of crazy, Peloton has scheduled its second ever live 2-hour run set to take place on Saturday, March 23rd at Peloton Studios, London, 12 p.m. local London time. This extended endurance running class, it's going to be taught by Susie Chan, and it appeared on the Peloton booking site last week as part of the regular class drops, giving members the chance to book a spot for in-person participation. So expect the class to be added to the full Peloton upcoming schedule approximately 2 weeks in advance, like we normally see. This follows Peloton's first live 2-hour run, which took place in October of last year and was taught by Bex Gentry. And for those looking for more extra long form content, remember there's also a 2-hour outdoor audio run, which is included in Peloton's Road to Half Marathon program. And that audio run is coached by Matt Wilpers and Susie Chan and provides members with another opportunity to take a 2-hour long duration at their own pace.
Crazy. So I'll actually be in London that weekend. And it's our producer, Chris Giles' birthday, and he is in that class.
Oh, Jesus. You get your money's worth on that one.
I couldn't think of any worse way to spend my birthday than running for
Me
2
neither.
hours on a tread. But if you're doing it with friends, I guess that's a fun way of being able to do it. So,
I mean, I did a 45-minute, I think it was intervals run in studio at PSL with Hannah Frankson. And that was like watching like paint dry. Like
right.
it felt so long.
Yeah.
and
it's long.
I had to stop and walk. Like I was just, I was so gassed.
Yeah. I mean, I can't run that long. I mean, I do walk most of it. But yeah, so it'll be fun. I mean, I'm in for a Bradley and John takeover that day, which is going to be fun with the Rebels. But I'm looking forward to seeing them all come out of that Susie Chan 2-hour class.
I mean, you're soggy.
Definitely, for
and
sure.
You don't have like the fans, and I just imagine how like super steamy it must get in there.
I will say one thing: Peloton are typically, they do a great job in, providing things, and I'm sure they'll have gels and stuff for folks to use.
I mean, they give bananas for bike, or maybe they don't want you eating on the tread, but
probably not. Yeah, but probably maybe gels they'll
fresh
have.
Towels.
I'm sure they'll have something. Yeah. All right, so that'll be fun to see. We'll report back when I get back from London on how that went. But I'll just be a spectator.
Yeah, same.
All right, so for those of you that have been wondering and asking, it's out there now. There will be studio closures for maintenance in March and April, affecting live classes and the availability of them at both Peloton Studios London and Peloton Studios New York. So PSL will be dark from Monday, March the 31st to Sunday, April the 6th, with no live classes from London, while PSNY's closure will be from Monday, April the 7th to Sunday, April the 13th. These classes are staggered, ensuring at least one studio remains open. So that was kind of a good way of them doing it. Peloton did state that these closures are vital for studio operations, maintenance, and year-round class quality. They have not announced any additional closes for the rest of 2025, but we did notice that this past Monday, February the 17th, which was President's Day here in the US, there was a regular class schedule, unlike in 2024 when the studios were closed. So I don't know if anyone realized that, but last year there were no classes on President's Day, and yet this year there were. So, I'm not mad about it. I think they're entitled to do that. I think it is important for them to kind of make sure that the bikes are all, working properly. And even though they are closed other parts of the day, I think it gives them that longer period of time to kind of move things around and make sure that things look good. So, expect that.
And with that, I think Jess Sims in her hike this morning and pre-show, I think she said we're going to have the new spring schedule in a month or two.
Yes,
So that's
she did say that. She did say that. And I did know, I think it's April. I think the end of March, beginning of April is when the new schedule will come out. Yeah, I've heard from a couple of instructors. So yeah.
Hopefully we'll get some live, tread boot camps back during the week and some of the other, modalities that seem to just be at the crack of dawn at 6:30 a.m. like rowing.
Right.
Hopefully they bring some of that previous, schedule. I'm hoping. Anyway, we have 2 new strength programs. Strength training programs have been added to the Strength Plus app. These programs are Ignite Your Strength 2, which is designed by Andy Speer, and Lift to Run, designed by Joslyn, Thompson, Rule. The first Ignite Your Strength program was one of the original programs that launched with the Strength Plus app. Now Andy has put together Ignite Your Strength 2, which is an intermediate 4-week program with 4 days of scheduled workouts. Andy shared about this new program on Instagram recently, going into detail about it. Similar to the first Ignite Your Strength, the newest program focuses on building strength through hypertrophy. The program also features new exercises weekly and conditioning circuits for muscle growth and athletic stability. The Ignite Your Strength 2 program, it's split into 2-week blocks with new movements every other week. The suggested program schedule is workouts on days 1 and 2, recovery on day 3, and then workouts on days 4 and 5 with recovery on days 6 and 7. And the workouts are 45 minutes in duration. And then the Lift to Run is the first Strength Plus program from Joslyn, Thompson, Rule. It's an intermediate 1-week program, 3 days of workouts, each about 15 to 30 minutes in length. And Joslyn's program uses dumbbells, a plyo box, barbell, bench, and cable machine. And the suggested program schedule for that one is workouts on days 1, 3, and 5 with recovery on the remaining days.
All right. There's some extra strength workouts there. Definitely pushing strength. No question.
Yeah,
There's tons
no short supply of strength content.
For sure. Well, Black History Month continues to be celebrated at Peloton. And this past week, we got a artist series with Kirk Franklin featuring 4 classes. The classes highlight the uplifting sounds of gospel music fused with hip-hop influences. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Kirk Franklin, that is typically his genre. The class schedule is as follows. On Thursday, February the 20th, Cliff Dwenger dropped a 30-minute ride in German as a premiere. Jess Sims had a 20-minute arms and shoulder strength at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Chelsea Jackson Roberts had a 30-minute yoga flow at 6 p.m., while Kirsten Ferguson had a 30-minute Kirk Franklin walk at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday.
Another musical artist I have no familiarity with. Never heard of them.
No.
Well, Peloton shared which featured classes you can take during the week of February 17th through the 23rd in their weekly This Week at Peloton Instagram post. First, we have Mariana Fernandez's 30-minute Sia run. It's now available on demand. Sia was one of Peloton's featured artist series back in December of 2024. Mariana's Sia run was originally scheduled as a live class that week, but she shared on Insta that she had to postpone and record it later due to an illness. On Friday, this past Friday, February 21st, Adrian Williams taught a much anticipated live 60-minute full body strength at noon that day. There's currently only 2 other 60-minute full body strength classes from Adrian. The majority that are in the on-demand library are taught by Andy Speer, with his weekly Sunday TS60 class. Also this week, a new flow and let go yoga / meditation stack with a DT, which premiered yesterday, Saturday, February 22nd. Her 30-minute flow and let go yoga premiered at 9:30 in the morning, followed by her 10-minute flow and let go meditation right after. And then finally, to close out this week, with a 30-minute Sundays with Love ride with Allie Love today, Sunday, February 23rd at noon Eastern.
All right. Well, Peloton is working on a bug affecting time-based challenges and the total active time graph on user profiles. So members had noticed discrepancies in their total workout minutes with different numbers appearing in challenges like the annual. So which tracks your workout time for milestone badges versus their profile dashboards. So Peloton identified the root cause and is actively working on a fix. Any members that have been affected will have their data backfilled to reflect the correct workout time. Members have long noted minor differences in workout tracking across Peloton's features, but this is the first time that the company has formally acknowledged and addressed the issue. So if you've seen that, it should be fixed or is being fixed. So look out for that.
Good to know. Well, Peloton has announced its 2025 NBA ambassadors, welcoming Jaren Jackson Jr., Steph Castle, Norman Powell, and Miles Turner to the Peloton family. This marks the second consecutive year Peloton has partnered with NBA athletes. Last year, Mikal Bridges, Seth Curry, Josh Hart, and Karl Anthony Towns were named NBA ambassadors for Peloton. These ambassadorships are part of the ongoing multi-year partnership between Peloton and the NBA and WNBA. Peloton also continues to add special NBA content to the platform. On February 13th, Jess Sims taught a 30-minute NBA All-Star full-body strength class celebrating All-Star Weekend, which took place in San Francisco, although we didn't get any special in-person guests this time around. I know there was an NBA player or two in, I think, a ride maybe last year, I want to say. Peloton also co-hosted an in-person event to celebrate the NBA All-Star Weekend. Tunde Oyenin appeared at an event in the California Bay Area on February 16th in collaboration with Girl Trek and NBA Total Health.
Yeah, exciting. I mean, it's kind of fun that they continue to do these collaborations, and it would be nice. It would be fun to have a couple NBA stars in the studio for classes. Maybe those will still happen. All right. Well, President's Day, as I said, was just this past Monday, and Peloton did have a sale, and actually it's still going on until Tuesday, with discounts on the hardware. So the sale started on February the 9th and will end on February the 25th. So you have, if you're listening to this show today, Sunday, you'll have a couple days to still be able to purchase stuff if you're looking for it. So unlike previous promotions, though, the sale does not include free months of memberships. It's not a great sale. It just is direct discounts on purchases. The original bike is discounted by $250. The Bike Plus is $350 off. The Peloton Tread is $225 off. But we should note that there is no sale on the Tread Plus. So that was kind of interesting to see. The Row has a $200 discount, and of course the guide is free. No, it's not. But at this point, at this point, it may as well be. Peloton has slightly reduced the size of discounts compared to the 2024 President's Day sale, reflecting adjustments in their pricing strategy. So look out for that if you are interested. And I guess no current Peloton instructor birthdays, but this past Wednesday, we'll give a shout out to Ross Rayburn, who celebrated his birthday on the 19th. But
happy birthday, Sleep Daddy.
We miss you. We miss you, Ross Rayburn. So I guess, John, we'll go straight into Instructor in the News, and you go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, well, several of the Peloton instructors who are also Lululemon ambassadors will be teaching classes as well as taking part in a panel at the upcoming Lululemon Glow Up studio event in New York City. The Peloton instructors involved are Adrian Williams, Chelsea Jackson Roberts, Kelly Gullickson, and Cody Rigsby. And the Lululemon Glow Up Studio is described as a once-in-a-lifetime chance to train, spin, dance, and flow like never before. It is taking place over 2 weeks from February 26th to March 9th. And the feature classes, panels, and special events from a number of different trainers. However, on Wednesday, February 26th, the first day of the event is essentially the Peloton X Lululemon Day. That day, we will see 4 different classes taught by Peloton instructors. Each class is $35, and they will take place at 210 Lafayette Street in Manhattan. So keep in mind, this is not at Peloton Studios, New York, as these classes and the whole 2 weeks are a Lululemon event, first and foremost, not a Peloton event. Most of the classes will be followed by a meet and greet and presumably, picture opportunity with the instructor. In all the classes, mats and weights will be provided if needed. And Lululemon notes that all proceeds from registration will go towards great cause to support the ongoing LA fire relief efforts of the nonprofit It's Bigger Than Us. And if you need to cancel, you'll get a refund as long as you cancel more than 24 hours before the class starts. Adrian Williams is teaching a 20-minute full body strength class followed by a 10-minute stretch. That's going to be at 7 a.m. The full description of the class is get ready to power it up with Adrian Williams as he brings his thunder to the mat. Adrian will lead you through a 20-minute full body workout that combines strength training and dynamic movement, followed by a full body stretch. And then it will be followed by a 30-minute meet and greet. And then next, Chelsea Jackson Roberts is teaching a 30-minute yoga and meditation class. That's at 9 a.m. Eastern. And this is all on the, as I said, the Wednesday, February 26th day. That's like the Peloton day for the Lululemon event. She's teaching her 30-minute yoga meditation. Then Callie's teaching a 20-minute body weight strength class, followed by a 10 minutes of low impact cardio. And then Cody, he is going to teach. Let me get over to here.
I think it was a dance cardio,
the
right?
Last class, yeah. Last class will be Cody teaching a 20-minute dance cardio, followed by a 10-minute stretch. This will take place at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time to kind of close out the day with the Peloton instructors. And the description reads, get ready for unfiltered realness with Peloton instructor Cody Rigsby and get your life together. Friends to join him for a 20-minute dance cardio and 10-minute stretch. I did the Peloton on tour back in 2023. One of the classes we did in Chicago was the Cody dance cardio.
It was so fun.
And Jackie. Yeah, it was fun.
I remember.
It was a good time.
It was so fun. You had so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they have a panel as well, right? I think the instructors are doing.
Yeah. So that's it for the classes. So the evening wraps up with a panel discussion featuring all 4 of them. This will take place from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And the description for the panel is join our panel of Lululemon ambassadors and Peloton instructors for an inspiring conversation on movement, risk-taking, and owning your journey. And just like the classes, the cost to attend the panel is $35. And you can attend all the events if you wish. There's no, limitation, restriction there. But you have to sign up for them in advance. And we have the link for the
I think
article.
They were sold out. I did go and take a look. I know I'm bummed. I was upset it's like midweek, so I would have just been coming back from Florida. But
I tried clicking the link.
Kind of fun.
It was weird. I tried clicking the link, which is a LululemonGlowUpStudio.com. I tried clicking it on my work computer. It was blocked.
Oh, wow.
It's like the most random. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they don't want me accessing Lululemon.
They don't want you to be healthy. I think that'll be a really fun event. So for those folks that got into it, great. Just a fun, different, and with the Lululemon environments. I think that's really cool. Well, Tunde, and I never say her last name because I hate butchering it. So everybody knows I just can never
Oyanen, right?
can't come out of my mouth correctly.
Just say it
so
fast.
Tunde, because everybody knows who she is, everybody knows her name. She will be hosting an event in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in conjunction with Capital One Cafe, titled "Your Purpose, Your Power," on Monday, March the 3rd, from 7 to 9 p.m. Tunde will chat to participants, and those attending will receive a signed copy of her book. So I'm actually scheduled to come back to Florida on the Tuesday, and I'm thinking, I did sign up for it because I'm thinking that I may look at changing my flight and come in for it. I think that could be fun. And I've actually been to that Capital One Cafe, and it's kind of cool. It's a really cool spot in Fort Lauderdale. So
is that a space within
yeah.
a Capital One branch?
No,
Bank
so
branch?
they're doing these new things where there's actually no Capital One banks in South Florida, so in Miami, the Miami area, but they have these cafes where you can kind of go in, you can set up accounts, you can. I haven't really understood the concept of them, but they're making them more like a opportunity to speak with representatives, but you can't kind of bank there. So you can't
Gotcha.
really deposit a check or get money, or there's nothing banking. But there is a way to kind of set up an account, or if you're looking at wanting to become a Capital One, patron, you're able to do that. So, and interestingly enough, I do bank with Capital One in Maryland, so I needed to go in to do something, and I had gone out to Fort Lauderdale to do it. So I actually have been to that location. So, so that should be fun. I will keep you guys posted if I do end up going, and share with you what happens.
Nice. Well, Robin Arzon recently appeared on the Hurdle podcast last month, where she shared that her plant-based cookbook is officially slated for release next year in 2026. In this newly released podcast, Robin shared that a cookbook has been a goal of hers for a decade. She said, I've had a goal of having a cookbook for over a decade, and low-key, I'm the person always getting down in my kitchen. And then it was the pandemic where I was like, okay, well, I'm home. I might as well show people what I affectionately call the royal kitchen. And then the cookbook came about, and I'm so grateful. It's such a cool project. In the podcast, she also revealed that she is targeting a release for 2026. Robin is vegan, meaning that she doesn't eat any animal byproducts and is fully plant-based. And she has confirmed that her upcoming cookbook will feature entirely vegan recipes.
Interesting. Good for her. Well, some hot off the press info that we just got from Control Room is this past Thursday, Alex K was just announced as a new tread coach. He will be on the tread, and his premiere will be tomorrow. So Monday, February the 24th at 9 a.m. Eastern,
Nice.
you can get to run with Alex K.
Nice to see him teaching a live class that isn't at 6:30 in the morning.
Right, exactly. But I don't know if any of you remember back from November of last year when Alex ran the New York City Marathon. And I certainly shared with you guys. He was one of the first out, and I have never seen anybody run so fast in my whole life.
Long legs.
It was just insane, and he was focused. I mean, he didn't hear right or left. We called out his name. He just
crazy
ran.
fast pace.
Crazy fast
for
pace.
His very first marathon.
So good for him. That's really exciting. So we wanted to share that with you, and we'll definitely jump on that premiere run on tomorrow morning. That's really fun.
Nice.
Well, talking about running, Mariana Fernandez was interviewed on Ali Granada's newish podcast, The Ali G Show. The pair chatted all things running, their amazing connection through Peloton, and how they have become very close friends. It was a very informal chat with the two of them on Mariana's couch. As Ali interviewed, Mariana already just chatted. I really felt that I was sitting in Mariana's living room with her, listening to the two of them chatting about their running adventures and how they got into running. So if you you have not jumped onto Ali's new podcast, it's really fantastic. She's just very casual, very easy to listen to. The Ali G Show on all podcast platforms. So make sure you grab that one with Mariana.
Well, Chelsea Jackson Roberts was interviewed recently on the podcast Everyday Better with Leah Smart in the episode titled How Peloton Yoga Instructor Chelsea Jackson Roberts Stays Sane in a Chaotic World. She shared that when Chelsea was 24, she lost her best friend to gun violence. And that's when the yoga practice became about something much more than exercise. It became a tool for her for coping with grief and eventually rediscovering joy. She also shared how yoga meditation keeps her grounded in an unpredictable world. And she reflects on how, as a teacher, she creates a supportive class plan environment where everyone feels welcome, no matter what their skill level is. And later, she also opened up about her pregnancy journey as well.
Fantastic. I haven't actually listened to that. I'm definitely going to go ahead and listen to that podcast. But it is interesting because I definitely, it's no secret how I feel about meditation, and it's become just an absolutely daily practice for me every morning and pretty much every night. But it does definitely help ground one, and just things have been tough the past, certainly for us, the past few months, 18 months, 15 months, whatever it's been, but this past week, and meditation really impacted me. It's just, amazing when you step back and kind of just turn inward and take it in. So I love that they talk about it, and people need to recognize that it can be a tool for just coping, for just taking a step back and, listening to your breath and turning inward. So yeah, that's a good podcast. I'm going to definitely listen to it this weekend for sure. All right. Well, Rebecca Kennedy was in Well and Good sharing 10 beginner-friendly Pilates exercises designed to build core strength, flexibility, and overall stability. Rebecca shared that these exercises focus on controlled movements, proper breathing, alignment, and making them ideal for those new to Pilates. She said that some tips for success are focus on form over speed to maximize the benefits. Use controlled breathing to engage the core and improve stability. And to start with short sessions and gradually increase in duration as endurance improves. So some really valid and great points from her on Pilates practice. So that was awesome.
Selena Samuela was on the Golf Yourself Healthy podcast to talk about her love for golf and said how it led to an even greater zest for life. And then also went into about how she launched her Strength for Golfers program on Peloton as well. So that is available for your listening enjoyment. Also, you can watch it too. It's a video interview as well.
Nice. And rounding up Instructor in the News, this really has to do with Peloton as a whole, but singer, songwriter, and guitarist Jason Mraz, and I do love me some Jason Mraz music, found himself at Peloton at the headquarters last week for a listening party with some of the instructors and staff. DJ John Michael was beside himself, sharing on Instagram how Jason's music had changed his life and that it was an honor to get to tell him in person. DJ John Michael said he made a comment and he said, I really do love my job. And I guess when you get to, meet real life heroes and folks that have impacted your life, it's got to be incredibly special. Also loved watching a little clip that Mariana had posted. She shared on her Instagram, Jason, them kind of sitting in a room and Jason seeing a clip of one of her classes with her doing yoga practice to songs of his. So that was really very cute. And she was, you could just see she was definitely, kind of had a big smile on her face and was like, oh my God, I have the guy who I'm playing music sitting in the room with me. I did chat to her after that and she said it was a surreal moment. Again, just having somebody that you kind of admire and respect and love their music to actually get to see them you utilizing your talent with their
Yeah.
talent is so cool. So that was something really awesome to see. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing a Jason Mraz artist series and some work with that. He's just released a new album. He's on tour at the moment. He's doing Europe. It's their 10-year anniversary, and he's traveling Europe at the moment. So yeah. All right, John. Well, I guess that leads us right into class picks of the week. So, you know what? I will go ahead and kick it off because these are some that I loved and did. So let me start off with Bradley Rose's 30-minute One Republic ride. This one dropped on demand on the 13th of February. It came to us from Allison 8699 and Amajar 3. I'll add to that. It was absolutely loved the ride. Great fun class with Bradley with some good music. And then Mariana Fernandez's 30-minute One Republic yoga flow, also from the 13th. Again, this is definitely a pick of the week for me, but as well as Gwen gets to a nice intermediate flow with all the One Republic hits. And Ash Pryor's 30-minute One Republic row was also a class pick of the week for this week. That one dropped at 7:30 p.m. on the 13th, and it came to us from Tabata Be Hitting Me, and they said, so good, amazing energy, and a lot of fun. Obviously, a great playlist too.
Okay. Well, next up, Charlotte Wiedenbach's 30-minute Valentine's Day Rockstalgia ride, which was in German from February 14th. Armajar 3 said, great playlist of non-traditional love songs. Katie Wong's 30-minute glutes and leg strength from the 14th. Allie Quintine said, a great leg burner. And then Toon Day's 45-minute 2000s ride from the 14th. I Miss Fabio Dennis said, such a vibe. Energy was infectious and so fun.
All right, and then we move onto the bike. We stay on the bike. Hannah Frankson, her 60-minute hip-hop ride from the 15th came to us from Okie Girl Cycles. And they said, love her and her programming, great class. And then Jeffrey McEachin's 30-minute 90s ride in, drumroll, English from the 15th. Came to us from Teresa Roby, and they said another great English run with Jeffrey. And then, folks, that Christian Vandervelde and Matt Wolper's 120-minute Power Zone endurance ride. That was from the 15th as well. It came to us from Albers Liz, Dippin' Duck 22, and Gwen Gets To. And they said this was the hardest 120-minute ride yet, with 12 and 8-minute zone 3 intervals. But I love the banter between Matt and CVV. This ride felt shorter than 120 minutes. And I don't know if you saw that, John, but it was kind of cute. His family were in the ride. So his daughters and I believe his wife were actually in studio and in the ride as well. And he posted that on social after. So that was kind of cute to see.
Nice. All right. Next up, Maddie Giacomo's 20-minute disco walk from the 15th. Just Shields said, great playlist from Maddie. And then John Hoskins, 30-minute pop ride. 30-minute pop run from the 16th. Dippin' Dot 22 said, fun to see John teaching from NYC. I think I did that one. I did that one live, actually.
It was such a fun class. He was pumped.
Next up, Nico Serrani's 30-minute Ambien yoga flow, which was in English from the 16th. Armature 3 said, paired relaxing music with a luxurious flow.
Perfect. And then Christine Durclay's 45-minute Power Zone ride. This was from the 16th, 2 p.m. Came to us from Megatron 76 runs and Jennifer Carroll 22. They said, tough but achievable workout. Tabata workout hidden in a Power Zone class. And then Benny Adami, we haven't heard Benny's name in a while. He had a 30-minute hit ride. It was in German. Also, this is from the 17th. It came to us from Just Dance Lisa, and they said, great energy and music. And then Jen Sherman, her 30-minute Motown ride. This one came to us from Jason D. He said, great playlist and front to ride with Marcel Dinkins live in Studio 2.
Yeah, I was bummed, Jen. Her voice was really affected. She had kind of lost her voice on Sunday and that Monday during the Motown. And then inevitably she was out
Canceled
sick.
Tuesday.
And her Tuesday, her Tuesday ride. So that was kind of a bummer. But hopefully she's on the mend. All right, switching over to the tread. Joslyn Thompson rules 20-minute hit run from the 17th. Tabata B hitting me said great run all around and made great use of pace targets and great playlist. And then Bex Gentry's 20-minute classical run from the 18th. Just Dance Lisa said super inspiring and fun. And then rounding out the picks of this week, Cody's 20-minute 90s ride from the 18th. Mother of Kovacs said great playlist with girl fights of the 90s. Yeah, he said the theme of the music was girl beefs. And I think it was this. It was the 90s one. I made some notes. He talked a lot about the presidential fitness challenge that we all had to kind of do when we were in elementary school, like doing, pull-ups and then doing where you sit on your butt on your legs on the floor and you have to do this reach with your fingers to see how far you can reach forward without bending your legs. So there was a lot of funny commentary. And then he shouted out his elementary school teacher, and he said something like, shout out to Miss Son. She was a lesbian, of course, but so fierce, such a handsome woman.
Oh my God, that is hysterical.
Yeah, so
that is
a good commentary on that one.
A good class. All right,
Yeah.
and I guess that wraps up Picks of the Week for this week, folks. So as always, we love some new ones in there and some fun ones. So definitely ones that folks can use in stacking for the upcoming week if you've missed any of them. And I guess, John, that wraps it up. So another week done and dusted. And look at us, so efficient, getting
Flying
it all
through
out
it.
there really quickly, very little banter. But as always, we just like to thank you guys for tuning in, for listening, for taking the time to hear what we have to talk about in the Peloton world. So we will see you next week from me here in warmish Florida. Bye for now, everybody.
From me here in Michigan, thank you for tuning in, listening, and watching. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.